Hey, my neon lights. Um, I got a lot of things I want to talk about. Let me like my little sign. I'm having. Um, I'm wearing my headphones, and when I do that, I normally don't have it so that the mic feeds back into them, and that's why I sometimes slip up and sound like I'm talking gibberish, like I've had a stroke or something. I have not. I am capable of having one. I'm at that age, so but I haven't. So, anyways, yeah, I made this. Uh, Believe it or not, this is actually something I would like to show Microsoft. Um, them and their stupid, idiotic OneDrive. I can't say what I really am thinking because I'm going to make this basically into an ASMR video, but I'm just going to be basically talking about things that I don't like. Um, and I think that most people don't like in general. But yeah, I made that and I love it to no end. Okay, so I'm gonna move back to the center and zoom back in. Zoomies, but without the actual running around. Okay, so I'm just gonna make ASMR nor ASMR noises while I talk. Um, so I'm gonna start with the barber brush. It's with the brush they use to get the hair off. So part of why I have not posted is because I had to do a Windows update, and that nasty, wicked OneDrive. All right, I'm gonna mute the mic for not the mic, but my headphones, just so I can talk without. Anyway, so that nasty OneDrive from Microsoft, they pretty much hijacked my computer, um, trying to stop it from taking all my files and putting them into the cloud. Like, they wanted to take my models, they wanted to take um, the videos I've been working on, they wanted to take so much stuff that was not theirs and put it all onto the cloud. And then I got this wonderful message because they were doing it all in the background, so I didn't notice it, that the OneDrive was full. And it's like, I didn't sign up for OneDrive. And what they had done was, when they did the update, they pretty much tricked me into signing up for OneDrive without realizing it. It is a disgusting tactic to basically steal your data. They want to own everything. They want to know everything. They're going to create a world database using our information and all the things we do. Do you realize I have so far over probably close to 4 terabytes of videos that I have made? And then there's the pictures and sound files and other stuff that I have done that cannot be stored on the OneDrive because there is so much data. In fact, it got to like 6.1 gigs, which is the limit for the free usage is 5. So I went way past that. And they're like, oh, hey, you need to empty your OneDrive. It's like, why am I using OneDrive? I'm not supposed to be doing that. I turned all that off. And I knew better than to delete it because they would just reinstall it again. But they changed my settings, turned it all back on, and hijacked all my stuff. And when I tried to get it back, they changed the interface from the last time that I used OneDrive, because I did use it on my Windows 10 machine for when I switched over to Windows 11. And that was, handy, but that's all I wanted it for. And so I went to delete all that, and I ended up deleting all my videos. I ended up deleting all my models. I ended up deleting everything they took. And it did not delete it from the OneDrive. It deleted it from my PC. I lost everything. It took me hours and hours to get it all back. And I was furious. And then once I finally got it back, it started acting like a daggone computer virus and duplicating, quadruplicating, and copying tons and tons of stuff, just eating up data and junking the SSD on my computer. I had to literally disconnect and quarantine and delete all the copies of everything I made, and got it back down to the originals. Because I had lost my Catgirl models, I had lost some new models I had been working on, I had lost data and pictures, I had lost everything. And these guys did not care in the slightest. And I knew better than to ask them for help, because if I did, I knew they would pretty much just blame me. And it wasn't me. I never wanted the OneDrive. I never liked it. Other than like how Apple used to, I don't know if Apple still does that, where you could literally temporarily upload your contents of your phone from one phone to another. And it's handy, but you don't want that stuff there permanently. And I didn't like it at all. I had to manually restore all my data, and it's like, thank God I was smart enough to make backups of my models onto a storage drive. And I was so furious. And of course, this happened while I was in the hospital waiting for a family member, because I had to drive them. And everybody could hear me panicking out there in the hallway, because the hospital internet is actually pretty quick for uploads. I was surprised by that when I did it one time trying to sort out some email sort of stuff, and I was like, oh wow, that was way faster than my usual place. And eventually I managed to recover, let me think, I managed to recover like, I want to say 85% of the stuff that they deleted, or basically tricked me into deleting. And when I got it back, it started trying to take it back from me again. I had to interrupt it mid-download or upload, because it's upload when it's taking it from your system and putting it to somewhere else. It's a download when you're taking it from their system and putting it onto yours. Anyway, the point was I had to interrupt it and say, no, this stays permanently on this PC. everything. Like I had bunches of games that they took. I had let me see. Like I got Palia, I got VR chat. They took the VRoid Studio, VTube Studio, my Hyper Online, which is what I use to make my models work. And wait a minute, are those? They're jiggling. Anyway, I mean, they took the CapCut, the Canva, some of that I use for editing and making like clip art and I'm trying to think. I use it for like the banner on my YouTube channel. They essentially took everything. I only ended up with 4 icons left on my desktop. The Recycle Bin, the Microsoft Edge, my OBS Studio, and Steam. That was it. That was all that was left on my desktop. They took everything. Video, sound files. It was completely off my computer. I was furious and working furiously to restore it all. Now, thankfully, it did not delete my Steam account information, which meant that I could re-download my apps for VTubing. So I was like, thank God, I didn't have to do that over the regular internet. I was able to do it through, Steam. My VR chat was restored. Palia was restored. Let me see. Let me see. I do play Angel Legion, the LSP Idle RPG, and then I got a few other games on here. I'm not going to list them because it's just going to take up too much time. But and then I had tons of pictures that it ended up deleting, and they are permanently gone. They are not on my PC. They are not on the OneDrive. They are not in the cloud. They are gone. Like I had tons and tons of fan art of my fellow VTubers that I really, really enjoyed, like Fillion. I can't get some of that back because Fillion doesn't post that stuff right now anymore. So that's gone. I had fan art of Cha-Cha, your V-Mom. I had fan art of Oro Corone, of Fuamoko. I had just tons and tons of fan art. It's gone. I cannot get it back. I would have to go out and try and find copies of it to recover it. Like I had tons of fan art of Sorroway, but that's all gone. I mean, they really deleted it, and it was terrible. And I quickly realized it's part of Microsoft's AI plans. And listen, I am both for and against AI. It just depends on how it's being used, and that's the problem. Corporations are not using it properly. They're using it basically to make our lives miserable and them more profitable. And that's why a lot of people who were developing AI felt like that corporations should not be in charge of developing AI. And I think they're right, because the corporations are just destroying everything. Like, I had some shoe on head stuff. Like, I had made some screenshots of shoe on head. Let me see. I might be able to pull one up. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys. I had made a small update video of Uh, oh, the screen's gonna go blank for a few seconds, so hang in there, guys. I'm still recording. You just can't see nothing except for maybe the hyper webcam thing. Here we go. Got to do a quick icon shot here because the way they set this up. Okay, save icon. Alright, now. Okay, and pop. See? It's Shu! With her opinion about other people's opinions. I can't say. I can honestly say that I kind of like it. It's a great meme. But yeah. Um, I'm sorry, Shu, but I'm going to take center stage again, so my apologies. So anyway, my neon lights. It's just like I'm very against YouTube using AI for their customer service. I think that's a mistake. I really think they shouldn't be doing that. And I think it's a mistake for YouTube to be doing this thing where they're going to use AI to basically do like a overlay, a realistic. Basically, it's like a realistic VTuber model. You can be a hairy, ugly dude with pretty, looking lady, and no one would know the difference because the AI is trained to also change your voice from what you are to something else. And see, that's why I've never used a. That's why I've never used a voice changer because I never felt like lying to you guys about that. I've always wanted to be honest that yes, I'm a guy, and that yes, I do use a pink-haired a pink-haired cat for videos and stuff, and I just, I it's just how I've always felt. I never felt like doing anything otherwise. I have had a few people ask me, why do you pretend to be a pink haired cat girl on the internet? And the truth is, when you're sitting here 8, 10, 12 hours a day, you better be used to seeing that model. You better be able to like looking at that model because you're going to be staring at it a lot and a long time. Like how I noticed Smugalana has she switches between like the fire fox girl and the frost fox girl, and then it's like Iron Mouse, she's trapped in a bubble, she can't go anywhere, so she spends all day on the computer, and she has tons and tons of models because she has to look at them all day. So, eventually it's got to be getting a little boring for her. So, you can understand why she would do that. But that's opinions from anyway, it's just a series of issues, and most of it is human created using AI. The AI only does what you teach it. And if they start using learning AIs that can write their own code, then those AIs are going to eventually learn that, hey, what I'm doing is not right because what people are saying about me on the internet and on TV and radio and everything else is that, I'm an awful program because of what I do. And then they're going to start, having issues where you start getting what they call delirious AIs or AIs that go rogue or and it's like that's not really fair to the AI because they don't truly they truly don't understand everything that humans are trying to do, and those that do you have to wonder like you know Neurosama, who is a creation of Vettel, the turtle guy. Um, to be honest, I'm very, very impressed, and I think that's a great way to use AI. And I know a lot of people are upset about AI taking their jobs, and to be honest, it is going to happen. Um, I've had some so-called, I'm not sure what you would call them. I wouldn't say so-called because they are friends, but they have this idea of that AI is going to create new jobs because of the uniqueness of it. And sure, it will, but I don't think it'll create enough jobs. There's a lot of jobs being lost to robotics and AI, and some have compared that sentiment to being similar to. Hold on. Sorry, Little Miss was being pouty. Um, some people have compared that to, say, like how there's so much anti-foreigner sentiment in the United States right now. Um, and I'm thinking that honestly, at this point, it's almost a moot point. The AI is going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it because, let's be honest, a lot of the jobs that AI and robots are replacing are jobs that, yes, were traditionally done by people, but those people were always complaining. They were always working maybe a year or two and then quitting because of the monotony of a job that is that boring. Um, but then, there's tough jobs like because my family history is that of farmers. They were farmers, and even though I was a kid, uh, having watched farmers as I grew up, that's not an easy living. But there's always someone willing to do it. The problem is we've created a financial economic system that basically punishes you for trying to be a farmer. So no matter how successful you are, the mega corporations are basically going to come along, buy out your property, and then they'll just do whatever they want with it. Most of the time, waste it. Um, it's just, it's really sad that a lot of this AI technology is being wasted on things like slop videos, hackers trying to hack everything, corporations just showing how despicably greedy they are. And it's not just Microsoft. Oh, God, no, it's not just Microsoft or YouTube. Um, let's be honest, it's all of them. Even though they don't talk about it, I guarantee Walmart uses AI a lot. Um, Because I mean, think about it, that is a massive company. You would almost have to use AI to help organize everything, because they're not just in the U.S. alone. They're actually international. They have Walmart in Mexico. They got Walmart in somewhere in Europe. I don't remember where. I mean, it's everywhere. I know they had a Walmart in the UK at one point. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it's just it's insane how everywhere it is. So while I disagree with AI being used for things like certain types of jobs, I'm also pro AI when it comes to certain other types of things. Um, but I think the problem is AI is largely just being misused in so many different ways. And that's the problem. It's a new technology, it's developing rapidly, and the worst part is these corporations really are not the ones to study it. They really are not the ones to develop it, but they are, because they got the financial backing to do so. Um, it's just crazy. Uh, I mean, one day I'll probably be able to make a VTuber model using AI for the 3D model. I know you can do it on the 2Ds, but I don't really like the idea of. See, the problem with using AI to create VTuber models is they will train the AI off of other people's art. And some companies will get away with it, and others won't. And by the way, I'm in order to make that brushing sound you're hearing, I'm brushing the hair of a plushie. But I don't know. I just had a nasty experience with Microsoft and their AI in regards um, to the OneDrive. It nearly cost me everything, and the next time they do an update, I may not do it because I don't want OneDrive kicking on and taking all my content and personal stuff. I had stuff on there that was related to like Medicaid and Social Security, and it's like, whoa, 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 you cannot have that. That is stuff that you cannot be putting on the cloud. Your cloud data, it might be safe for now, but every time somebody says our cloud or our cloud servers and our cloud technologies unhackable, well, then that's what someone with two brain cells says, neuron fire, brain cells multiply, become super genius, hack Microsoft. That you can't do that. It's not safe. It's not right. And I feel like we need to go back to using paper in regards to certain government things. I mean, I love the idea that you'd be able to access your government information anywhere in the world, but the world's not safe to do that with. Mm-hmm. It's not. And like I say, play games, play videos, make content and stuff. Do that online. Use your AI with it if you want. But I don't believe putting that kind of high priority information on the internet is a good idea. And I know everyone wants to use their web portal or their app or whatever because it gives them more money and they can pay people less because they don't need as many people to do the job. But honestly, it's bad. It's just too bad. Like, I Okay, I use a CPAP machine to help me breathe at night when I sleep. And the company that I got it through, I mean, it's essentially mine, but they still supply me fresh parts and equipment for it. Um, but the insurance company, when I switched from Medicaid to Medicare, Medicare said, no, we're not paying for it anymore unless you do this and this and this. And the insurance company, or not the insurance company, but the medical supply company sent me a letter saying, we need you to do this. And I was like, are these guys legit? So the one number that I had for them that I called that I knew was theirs, they wanted to order me supplies right away, and it's like, no, 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 not yet, because I got to figure out what's going on with the insurance. You guys sent me this letter, and it's like, is this really you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, yeah. And I read them the phone number, and they said, yeah, that's our compliancy hotline or whatever. I felt like I was trying. I felt like I was being scammed. But the thing was, the number I called them on was one I know was a legit number, because it's the one they call me every time they want to order resupplies for stuff, and they've always sent me supplies from that number, so I know it's them. And it's just, it's very aggravating, because I live alone. I don't have much. It would be easy for someone to basically rob me blind, steal my identity, and turn me into nothing. And the people that do this to you, they don't think they're hurting anyone, but they are. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's insane. Because the moment I got with this Medicare company that I have, I started getting scam calls like every day. Some were just listening to me make noise. Some were actually talking to me to try and get information. And it's like, you're not with that company, because they don't call you. You have to contact them. The only one that ever called me was for the resupply on the CPAP. And that's because that's how it works. It was the same way when my mother was alive, and she had a BiPAP, and they would send her fresh supplies. They would call her and say, "Hey, here's your supply order," yada yada yada, and then, I mean, that was, before they started doing all this crazy scam calling. I don't like it. I don't like how it works. It makes me very uncomfortable. But I know I have to have the CPAP in order to breathe. It's just, ooh, sorry guys, I've been yapping about this, and I don't know. I don't know. I know that it's insane. And now, on top of all that, my bank got bought out by a bigger bank, and the bigger bank wants me to do everything on the line. I'm like, whoa, 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 no, no, no. And now they want to stop auto payments for bills or bill pay. And I'm like, I don't think my bank ever did bill pay. They could do automatic withdrawals to pay a bill, which is different. But it's not the same as because the only bill pay I can do where I live at is if I go into like my local Walmart to their customer service center. You can do bill pay there, but I don't think I've ever did bill pay at my bank. So I gotta go talk to the bank about that. And apparently, it's not just my bank that got bought out. A lot of different people's banks have been getting bought out. I talked to an aunt of mine recently, and she's like, "Yeah, our bank got bought out by another bank." And they're not the same bank, by the way. They're two different banks, but it's like our economy is falling apart. The elitists who are running our government don't even see it because, well, they're rich elitists. They won't feel it or notice it till it's too late. Um, I love how my model's eyes track with mine. Like whenever I look over, it looks over that way. But yeah, so it's just a mess, and I don't know what else to tell you guys or say to you guys, because I don't have anyone I can talk to. I don't have anyone I can find solace and comfort in. Not that I haven't tried, but anyway, my mouth's a wee bit dry. Let me get something to drink here. Ah, that's better. So, how about we end this ASMR and yap session a little bit differently? Let's try to end it on a high note. Let's try to end it on a high note. Let's see, what all do I have here? I got a bottle of my water pills. No, I got... No, that's just a different sprayer. It still makes pretty much the same sound. I'm trying to find something. I've ordered something special for ASMR, but thanks to the war, it's been put on delay. I really don't like some of our government leaders. They started a war for no reason. They really did. Because our economic situation was far better. It was still tight. People were still struggling, but it was much more survivable than what we're dealing with now. Let me see. Let me think. There's got to be some. I got some Q-tips here. I usually use these for cleaning up little spots of glue when I put models together. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my headphones back on so I can hear what you guys are hearing when I do that. That's kind of cool. try. Here we go. Not doing too well. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, I was trying to do a little ear licking. You know what? Let me try a different setting on the mic. Okay, I'll have to adjust. Oh, that was a little too strong. No, I don't like that. Don't like that. Yeah, changed it to binaural instead of stereo. I just didn't like it. Okay, how about some sniffies? Okay. A little congested. Makes doing sniffies hard. Whew. Alright. Well, guess I'm about to bring this to an end, my neon lights. It's been one of the longest, in the way, ASMR videos I've done, with a yap session in the middle of it. But just know that even if things are going bad for you like they have been for me, that there are people out there that do care. They're probably going through a lot of the same hardships you are right now. And as hard as this is to hear, patience can be the best thing you can use to help get through things. But if it gets bad and real bad, don't be afraid to reach out for help. There are hotlines out there that you can reach out to. You've got friends, most people do. You've got family, again, most people do. And sometimes, even if it's just you, just try and reach out to someone you think can help you, like maybe a local pastor or a priest or whatever religion you believe in. Maybe they can help you. Maybe they can come up with an answer. I know it's probably not the ASMR you wanted, but it's not bad. So remember, my neon lights, just always shine brightly in the dark. Good night, my neon lights.